Hello， 大家好，欢迎回到外媒看中国，我是安博伟然。The UK's Daily Mail has come out with a terrifying story about how the Trump administration, including Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is launching an immediate crackdown on Chinese milk formulas sold in the United States because of Beijing spies stealing American infants' DNA. Wow. The only problem? That's not really what's happening at all. And the Daily Mail have just stitched together a bunch of different stories, anonymous quotes that were probably written by their interns, and some random quotes from other contexts to create some juicy, scaremongering China bad porn for its hungry readers. Kennedy is cracking down on baby milk formula, but it's nothing to do with China, and all to do with ensuring ingredients in US food are safe and natural. But that didn't stop the Daily Mail linking that initiative with Communist Party spies in Beijing stealing the DNA of American babies. And they even contacted an American brand with a factory in China to try and make their claims that little bit more scary. Today, I'll break it down and show you just how the Western media makes anti-China propaganda. This is Reports on China. I'm Andy Boham here in Shanghai. Let's get reporting. President Donald Trump's administration is conducting a full-scale crackdown on baby formula as it puts under scrutiny the link between Chinese labs and the US food and beverage supply. That's the first paragraph of a hilariously bad attempt at anti-China propaganda from the UK's Daily Mail. The headline is even more hilarious. It reads, "Trump to crack down on Chinese-made baby formula amid claims Beijing spies are stealing infants' DNA." Wow. Now, since the story relates to President Trump, who has, to be quite honest, made himself look like an utter fool over the last few weeks, readers might just believe that what the Daily Mail is claiming is actually true. Spoiler alert, it's not. Let me read some more of the article. It continues. Sources said concerns are growing within the government over China's effort to expand their footprint when it comes to accessing Americans' data and researching or producing food and beverages that are sold in the US. That includes research on infant stools, which means babies' DNA could be accessed by Chinese intelligence. Guess who their sources are? Well, anonymous contacts at the Department of Health and Human Services, or HHS. Interesting. Now, for one though, even if that was true, that Chinese milk formula companies had access to research on infant stool, who gives a crap? Mind the pun. What is the Daily Mail implying those companies would do with that DNA? Create American baby robots to work building China's vast network of high-speed rail? That data would be used to make milk formulas that are better suited to American babies. Shock horror. We all know that different people around the world have different tolerances to dairy products, for example. On average, American babies have digestive systems that can handle milk better than East Asian babies, on the other hand, who have higher rates of lactose intolerance. I mean, seriously, I can't believe that in 2025, some Western media are still relying on this old communist China bad trope, making their readers believe that everything that happens in China is sinister and evil. Come on, Daily Mail, you can do better. And I love how the Daily Mail took random quotes out of context to try and give more credence to their hideous attempt at scaring their audience. Case in point, this quote from Kennedy, who said, "Every child has a fundamental right to a healthy start. We're giving parents the truth and the tools to make that happen." Now, in the context of this story, that quote becomes quite terrifying for parents who don't want the Communist Party of China to have their kids' DNA, because the Daily Mail have used that quote under the headline, "Trump to crack down on Chinese-made baby formula amid claims Beijing spies are stealing infants' DNA," which makes it sound like he's referring exactly to that issue. He is not. Kennedy made that quote in a statement about the launch of his Healthy Kids Food initiative called Operation Stork Speed. It has nothing to do at all with the claims the Daily Mail is making. And here's another funny link that they've used out of context, referring to an American mother who's decided she can't trust American baby milk formula and has to buy it overseas. The article reads, Gillian Anderson with Moms for America says that many families are buying their formula from Europe because they're worried about the ingredients and origin of the products available in the US. Now, again, under the headline of this story, it sounds like the mother is worried about Chinese communist spies stealing her baby's DNA. Nope. It turns out that she actually was complaining about how American baby milk formula producers use corn syrup solids in their products, which is linked to obesity, a huge problem, mind the pun, in the United States. And just one more dramatic out-of-context quote for you guys. The Daily Mail article says, FDA Commissioner Martin A. Macquarie released a statement on his agency's moral duty and responsibility to protect the most vulnerable Americans. Sounds super dramatic, right? Especially in an article about Beijing spies genetically engineering American baby robots. Well, shock horror, that's not at all what the commissioner was referring to. His statement actually read, "For many children, infant formula is their only source of nutrition. It's absolutely critical to continually assess the nutrition standards and incorporate gold standard science to ensure we're providing the safest, most effective nutrition possible." So he's talking about the ingredients in US baby milk formula and not this communist takeover? Wow, I'm totally shocked. But the funniest part was when the Daily Mail found a random US baby milk formula producer who also happens to have a factory in Qingdao, China. First, they tried to imply that the milk made in their Chinese factory was sold in the US. It is not. Then they tried to claim that the company was sharing sensitive baby data with the Communist Party of China, LOL. An employee of the company told the Daily Mail there is no link. Danone US does not share biometric data with China, nor does Danone sell infant formulas manufactured in China to the US. So what did the Daily Mail do? Well, they relied on their anonymous source to make out the company might be sharing such data with the evil communists, even if they don't think they are. Companies like Danone, which run trials in Chinese hospitals and partner with state-linked universities, are effectively creating a pipeline where sensitive infant health data can flow straight into the hands of the Chinese government. They're totally random, totally real, anonymous source said. Basically, you can't win with the Western media when they decide they are hell-bent on putting out some China-bad propaganda. And even when you pour cold water on their ludicrous claims, they'll turn it around and ensure that their scaremongering clickbait is as dramatic and scary as possible. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. And on that note, that will be it for today, guys. But as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts, so do let me know down below. And thanks to everyone who bought a copy of my Wu-Mao handbook, 20 Anti-China Lies Debunked, yesterday. I really appreciate the support. If you haven't already, head to Amazon and search the Wu-Mao handbook. If you buy a copy before May 25, go to reportsonchina.com to enter the draw to win some awesome Reports on China merchandise. And don't forget to include your Amazon order number. Also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the channel. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.